So we wanted to start. There was a few fights I think you guys wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, yeah,
Do we want to start with the Joseph Parker Fabio Wardley fight? Because that's the one that was, I think, the first one from the series of ones that we want to discuss.
yeah, definitely.
So shall we start with that one?
Yeah, we
Mm.
should. Yeah,
So yeah, I was there. It was a brilliant fight. It was a great atmosphere. And obviously, on paper, I think everybody had Joseph Parker. The vast majority of people had Joseph Parker because of
yeah, I
what
do.
his
Yeah,
resume is, right? His experience.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, Fabio Wardley did amazing, obviously, in that fight, and I think it was a great one to watch. I enjoyed watching it, and I think they both did excellent. There was times where I thought both of them were in trouble. Um,
mm,
and yeah, it just happened to be that, Fabio Wardley got it and it got stopped. Do you guys think that it was stopped too early, which is obviously what people are talking about? Would you
yeah.
say it was
I
stopped too
do.
early?
I do think
No,
it's got too early
I
Mm.
because
don't. I don't at all. I think from the flurry what Woodley was catching him with the like the serious foul, like Woodley let his hands go. And I think from he dropped the guard when he leaned back on the ropes, I think that was it. I think the referee done a good job.
How many were actually landing though at that point? Because
no,
so
they
many
weren't. They
people have
weren't.
said that they were a lot of them were
Okay.
being missed. They weren't actually landing. He was throwing, but how
Mm,
many were actually landing at that point? And to me, Joseph Parker looked fine. Like he looked like he could go on. He should have done something. Yes, he should have, answered those punches back. Absolutely. He should have held, he should have done something, and he didn't do anything. So from the rest perspective, I guess, for a number of like minutes or whatever seconds where you're not responding to those punches that are being thrown at you, then I guess that's when the ref needs to step in, right?
Yeah.
I think it's when you can't defend yourself because even though a lot of people said that he's taken a lot of fire, like you said, there wasn't much of them. Not hardly any of them were connecting clean. Carl Frock done a playback of the re of slow down in slow
Mm.
motion. Only one of them half caught him. All the
Oh,
others was on the
really?
gloves and he was bobbing and weaving and ducking out of it. And remember, it's a world title fight. He hasn't been on the deck yet, and it's
Mm,
around 11.
mm,
So there's only like 4 minutes left. So if Wardley is that power that everyone's talking about, he would never made sure he had 4 minutes to make sure he didn't survive.
mm,
And if I'm sure if Wardley was still on his feet, hadn't touched the deck, he would be saying that the fight, should have continued. Now, for me, that's controversial because in live action, when we was watching it in the boxcast with China and Denvala, it looked like he was gone because he slumped forward and
mm.
then his hands dropped, and it's only the last minute that he put up his hands when the assault came from the combinations. But when you slow it down like Carl Froch did, only one of them half, not even full flush, caught him half on the
Wow.
he punched through the guard of his
What
right.
round was it? What round was
Yeah,
he stopped
round
in?
11, round
11.
11. Yeah, so I said, yeah, so it's true. I said, yeah, that I can see now why Parker is upset
Mm,
because the way he sees it, he said, look, if I'm totally gone, then I'd be standing there stiff, stunned, and upright and taking
yeah.
lots of punishment. Yeah, I'd show you what you go and watch the Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison fight a few years ago. He stiffened up. He had no form of defense. He couldn't. He didn't even have the presence of mind to try and slip and bob and
Mm,
weave. He was just like this, and then the referee let him punch him while he was out on his feet and leaning on the ropes. Now that's where it should be stopped.
mm.
But Parker still had his faculties about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is controversial as much as people like to say. I'm sure if Wardley was the end of that decision after knowing he's hurt the fighter about two, three times before that, and he's up
Mm,
on the scorecards, that he wouldn't have wanted to be. He'd have to put him out on his back, out on his shield, as they say.
I
yeah.
think it was a good fight though, round for round. Good
Yeah,
fight.
Wardley. So,
Good fight.
did,
Very
did,
good
did you
fight.
did you did you see the trailers that we had and the videos from the actual? Because unlike you, we had to watch it live from a TV and then kind of do like a goggle box version of it. Do you see it? Do you see it?
I watched like clips of it.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So it's really,
No, that's really
but
cool.
that was a first goggle box boxing.
Yeah, I think that the ref should have left it at least for a few more seconds. I definitely think that Joseph would have come back, and yeah, who knows what would have happened. But it is as it is. We have got to give props to Fabio Wardley
Yeah,
for
definitely.
winning
Jesus.
that.
Definitely, yeah.
And
Mm,
also, how many hard punches did that guy take? And he did not drop at
No,
all.
you
I
could
was
mm,
tell he's
like,
durable and he
what
has
is
a
going
chin.
on? Like,
Definitely.
Joseph was hitting him hard, and this guy wasn't
mm,
moving.
It's
So
mm,
I'm like,
true.
mm,
whoa, his chin
mm,
is solid. Like,
It's true. Me
seriously.
and me and Sean was picking up on it, watching it as well. We was
mm,
saying, yeah, he's got a chin.
mm,
For real, for real.
100%. But you've got to also think about what damage are these really hard fights doing for him as well. Like
Yeah,
what
because
what kind of damage is he having to go through? How many fights has he had and how much damage is all of these ones? Because they are hard shots. This is not
mm.
the first one that he's been in where it's been a war, basically.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And he's had to take a lot of punishment. So how long what's the longevity of his career is what I'm saying, like because of all of this kind of damage that he's having in each of these really difficult fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got to be careful of that because you see how Joe Joyce, what's happened to him. They still call him
Yeah.
the Juggernaut,
Mm,
impregnable chin, and only ever been hurt by a body shot, been in there with heavy punches, and all of a sudden, from the cumulative damage, his punch resistance is diminished. So
I
I
don't think
wouldn't.
we know because, like he says, their bodies, so you never know what they could take. So the longevity of his career, I couldn't have an answer on because he's still kind of young as well. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
yeah,
You know,
you're right.
that's never. It's remember, this is a sport where you can get old overnight.
Yeah, he can for real.
So I would. That's not a very good. When you're a boxer that takes punishment like that, and your defense is absent with people that kick like a mule, punch like a billy goat. I wouldn't advertise. I wouldn't promote that. He's got to go
Yeah.
away and rethink how he defends himself because he's not Roy Jones Jr. As much as Wardley's fast and he's quite agile, he's
Mm,
not Roy Jones Jr. And Muhammad Ali in his prime, maybe when he's Cassius Clay,
mm,
he had the ability to reflexively move out the way and
mm,
and defend himself naked with no guard up. But that is a recipe for disaster long term. Yeah, as
True,
good as your
but
chin is, you don't want to be taking that kind of punishment.
it's true,
mm,
Just
but
to get
it's
on
also to
TV.
do with the pay as well. So,
Mm,
like I said, from
mm,
these days until now, there's a lot of pay packets and it's a high amount as well.
mm,
So
mm.
you never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, he won't. If he keeps doing that, he won't get to 36, 37 still boxing like Joshua and Fury and Usyk. He'll
mm.
be gone. Mm,
Yeah, it's just
That's
I'm just glad that both guys were able to walk out the ring, you know, in one piece, and that's always the worry that you have when
yeah.
when there's fighters and they're going through a really tough fight. You just want to make sure that everybody walks out of the ring and is able to go back to their families, and especially seeing clips of both of them with their families back, going out. I saw Fabioli with his little baby and his wife, and Joseph Parker with his family and his little girls and stuff, and you just thank God that they were okay in terms
No,
of,
they do have to have credit because obviously they put their lives on the line.
of
So,
course.
and like he could, it's just one punch. So, that one
Yeah,
punch could stop things as we've seen in like past history. So,
yeah.
they do.
now, to be fair, the way Wardy and Parker's built genetically, they're very durable. So I don't ever see them being knocked out clean with one punch while they're fresh. Maybe when they're
Mm,
tired and they've been broken down from
mhm,
accumulative damage, but I could never see them being hit with a one shot and they're out. Because
Mm.
especially Parker, Zhang clapped him twice, and he got up
yeah.
and he wasn't even dazed. He was fresh, and he
Mm,
outpointed him. He's been in there
Okay.
with Wilder and took a couple of right hands and not gone anywhere. Saying we obviously Wardley hasn't campaigned at that level,
mhm,
but he's
Yeah.
taken some serious punishment the last two fights. And even though he gets hurt and that, I've never seen him like where he's skanky leg, though he's lost his balance.
yeah,
He's
exactly. Yeah,
always like he's stunned momentarily, and then his recuperative powers
yeah.
better than Tyson Fury. And on top of it, his chin is reminiscent of Joe Joyce in his prime. So that's probably why he thinks he can take liberties like that. Because
Mm,
his whole thing is to punch with them because he said he knows definitely can get to them like that. if he tries to tuck up and things, so they won't be so gun ho with throwing their hands. So that's the thing.
Mm.
When you punch with someone as they're throwing, that's the danger. He's gambling that his power will tell that he's got the superior punch power. So he's thinking, yeah, if I touch you up and I catch you coming forward, you're out. Where I can more take it,
Hmm.
and that's a dangerous place to
I
be.
think from Wardley's past two fights though, um, like so I'm talking about Parker and I think what's the other one's name where Woodley only won basically a round. I
Yeah,
forgot
yeah,
the
yeah. I
guy's
forget his
name.
name now.
Yeah,
I
but
forget his name.
from those two fights, you could see he's got a tank on him as well, and he could
Yeah, yeah,
he
the
could
fitness.
take
Yeah,
he
the
could
fitness.
handle punishment
Mm.
as well. But like as you said, it's how much he could take. But I think yeah, from his
You're talking about the
past two
Justice
fights,
Heaney one.
yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mm. It was nice, complete. If that man could punch, he would have lost that. He would have been sparked. But because
Yeah,
that man doesn't have the punch power,
yeah.
that's why he could take that liberty and know that, oh yeah, if I just have to catch him once and he's gone. Yeah, because to be fair, that man boxed him better than Parker did. But
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, no, he did.
yeah, so but to be fair, he did what he was more defensively sound in this fight. He wasn't so gun ho because he expected to win that fight against Parker. He knew that if he started to
Yeah.
trade too much like that from the beginning, he wouldn't survive. So he done quite well, to be fair. He did make some adjustments. I noticed when he was doing that shoulder roll, he kept his chin tucked in the shoulder before he had it up like that. Yeah, and he was moving his head a lot more than he was in that fight.
Hmm.
Much, much, much more. And he was much more aware with the reflexes when he's looking to counter Parker.
Yeah.
Where before he would kind of stay there with that Justice fella. With this
Yeah.
one, he was on his bike or he's back in and out. And he was doing a lot more work to the body as well. So
This
he
goes
did,
out
he
to
did make
you two.
changes.
This goes out to you two. What would you like? Who would you like to see Woodley up against next?
Um,
Mm.
mm, I'd like to see
I
him fight
didn't really
Otomo.
think about it to be honest, because I was like, oh, well, I thought it was just a done thing. He's gonna fight Usyk. I just thought that, obviously Frank Warren said that. That's just what's gonna happen. But that's my
Mm,
naivety of being in this not very long that, when people say things
mm,
that it just happens. But you guys are
mm.
like, been in it for a long
Because it's
time. You're like, no, Aisha,
politics as well.
that's not what happened.
Politics are
Politics,
involved
yeah,
in it as well,
politics.
so you don't know.
Sean, what do you think then?
Yeah,
Who do you want
Yeah,
him with?
I'd say Moses Atama.
Okay,
yeah, that
that
would
would
be a good
be
fight. That
that
would be
would
a
be a
good
good
fight.
fight, actually. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That would be a great fight.
I think there's stars match in that fight.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a really good fight.
Because I think that fight as well tests Atoma. I see how much he could take punishment wise.
Mm,
So I think, yeah, that's a
hmm
good fight
Mm.
stylistically.
And Wardley's fast, so where before he may have had someone that could punch, but they're over the hill, and
Mm.
their
Hmm.
reflexes are dull, then they got slow feet.
Yeah,
Wardley's feet are rapid, and
yeah,
he's got the punch power to make him honest and back up instead of pouring on. You see, like when he called Dillian, and he was like throwing about 40, 50 punches unanswered. You won't
yeah,
get that with Wardley because you see Wardley when he's hurt, he
Yeah.
comes out gun ho. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He,
That's what
he
somebody
he
else said
takes
as
about
well.
half a second to recalibrate
Yeah.
and said, "No, I'm not having that," and he's
Yeah.
throwing back.
yeah.
Yeah,
Moses'
yeah,
last two fights, they ain't been fast like footwork wise. The American guy who he dropped a few like I think three times in that fight.
Hmm.
yeah.
But they ain't been and then Dillian White as well. So the last two fights they ain't really been fast like on the feet. So I haven't felt like he's really
No, no.
been
To be fair,
tested.
when he hit Dillian,
I feel if they was to put him up with Wardley, I feel that will match stylistically because they're both young. I know like Woodley's a bit older than them. I'll say like 11 years, 10, 11 years.
Mm.
But I
10
think,
minutes, 10.
yeah,
10. Mm.
yeah, I think, yeah, it'll match stylistically,
I don't
definitely.
know. I'm just kind of thinking that is it going to be too much for Atama to fight Fabio Wardley, do you think? Like thinking about who's been in with Atama, like obviously Dillian, yeah, but he's sort of definitely past his prime, right? He's like on
Mm.
the
Mm.
verge of retirement, right? These are the people that he's sort of fought so far. Yes, Moses is really, really good. But having seen Fabio recently with Joseph Parker, I'm thinking that is Fabio going to be a bit too much for
Mm.
Moses?
Could be,
Um,
could be, could be.
Well,
Yeah, it could
Moses
be.
reckons he's the truth. That's the thing. So if he's saying he's the truth and he's saying openly that he'd fight Usyk next.
Mm,
So
It'll be
mm,
definitely a test of his durability against Woodley. Definitely,
yeah,
mm,
definitely.
yeah, definitely, yeah,
absolutely.
because
Just you
Wardley
just
hits
don't
hard.
know who would
Mm,
win that one.
Wardley hits harder than anyone he's faced. So
Mm.
Yeah.
it definitely is. But to be fair, when he fought Dillian, because he's when he caught Dillian, Dillian went to throw an overhand right. He done a half step back, and then he let go of the hands, and he caught him on the temple.
Hmm.
And where people thought, oh, he seems to be all right because he was still bobbing and weaving, I could tell he was hurt. And then when Moses smelt that, it was like one-way traffic. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
like a hundred hand punch,
Yeah.
yeah,
like a kung fu film. So yeah, no, to be fair, he did. You did never have to chase him around the ring, but the way he stepped when dealing through that punch and he took the half step back quick and then bang, it was serious. So he did. Obviously in bursts. He showed the footwork speed in bursts against Dillian
Mm.
to get in and out of his shots, so he could let off the counters. That's how he unseated Dillian in the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah. All right. So what was the other one? So we wanted to also discuss last weekend.
Yeah, weekend's
Um
gone.
yeah, so we want to do Joshua Boatzy and Zach Parker. But I
yeah,
think you guys wanted to discuss people on the undercard of that. I didn't
Yeah, the
watch,
co-event, just
I wasn't there
the
for
co.
this one.
Okay,
And I didn't watch all the undercard. I just watched the main event. But
I
yeah,
think.
tell me
Yeah,
about which ones you.
I think the main event and the co-main event was a good fight. It was good for boxing,
Mhm.
British wise.
yeah. It was British level. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. But
definitely.
you interviewed Barazzi,
Did you
Aisha.
see it? Yeah,
So
you saw it,
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
you?
Remember, I
Yeah,
liked it and shared
you
it
even
and
commented.
put it around
Yeah.
the circle, the WhatsApp groups.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
see a little bit of that as well.
Yeah, it was really nice to meet him. It was nice to sit down and have a conversation. Um, I didn't have as long as I would have liked, but it was still a good amount of time to, sit and ask my questions. Would have liked to get into his faith a bit more, but hopefully we'll do that next time we have a conversation.
Oh, is he
But
Muslim?
no, his faith, he's Christian. He's
Okay.
quite very much into his Christian faith. But I like to talk about all faiths, not just Islam, but it's nice to hear about how people's faith kind of helps them through life,
Mm,
especially when you're in something like boxing as a profession,
mm,
what impact it has. So I really do like talking about that, and I hope that I can have that conversation with him at another time. Lots of controversy after that main event.
Yeah,
So yeah, I don't know. Do you want to get to that now, or do you wanted to talk about the undercard, didn't you?
yeah, we could talk. Did you watch that co-main? Did you say?
I didn't. Sean, did you watch it?
No, I only watched the highlights.
Oh,
I only
okay.
watched the highlights because I was out at kind of social justice community event.
Oh, okay.
So I came back and watched the YouTube and the news.
I watched Johnny Nelson's YouTube on that night and the fights of that night. And he said that on three different occasions he felt that the wrong person got the decision on three fights on that card. So Lyndon Arthur's one, Liam Cameron's, and then Joshua Buatsi's, and he felt that all three of them shouldn't have got the wins. Now, I didn't watch the Liam Cameron or Lyndon Arthur fight, so I can't comment on those. I did watch Joshua Buatsi's fight. I watched it as it was happening, and then the next day, I watched it again. I muted the commentary because I did feel the commentary was very heavy
Bias,
towards
yeah.
Zach Parker.
Mm,
I
Yeah,
muted it and I redid the scoring. Well, I did the scoring for the first time because I didn't do it when I watched it the first time. And I got it as a draw. Um, and so when people are saying things like robbery, that is, I think people throw around words in the boxing community so easily. Like, oh, this was a robbery, this was that. I just feel like I don't know why everybody thought that it was a robbery. I don't know whether they really watched it to score it or whether they just looked at it and said, oh, this is what I think happened. Um, the other thing that I watched was Teddy Atlas's breakdown of it, which I shared on
Yeah,
my
I saw that
story.
online. You posted on your
I
Instagram.
posted it
Mm,
because just a quick shout out to Teddy Atlas and to his new ropes community that I'm part of. If you're not part of the ropes community, join it. It's great. You get to do Zoom calls with Teddy Atlas, ask him questions, and watch all of his videos that he does, which is great. So I asked him to have a look at the fight and just let me know what he thought of it. And you saw the YouTube that he did,
mm,
Sean.
mm,
He got it as a draw. He said that the commentary was really biased towards Zach Parker.
mm,
And if people haven't seen it, I would really recommend that people watch Teddy's breakdown as to why he said that as well. He's explained it really, really well. And it made me really understand it as to why people might not have got the correct score on that as well. But yeah, what did you guys think of it? Obviously, you watched
Yeah,
it as well.
it's far too that happens far too frequently, the
Mm,
controversy with the scorecards. You have probe referees to make sure that they're all impartial and that they score it fairly. But it might be time that we look at, maybe like a computer system. Because with people with personal bias and the myopia, convenient myopia, it seems to be it's so many accusations now saying, "Oh, is it rigged?" Especially when you see on the punch stats where someone's hit someone more often and with
mm,
cleaner and power punches.
hmm
I always think if you're hitting them with more punches, especially power ones, you should win the fight
hmm
unless you've been knocked out. That I don't see how you can get a decision. Some people tell me, "Oh, well, there's ring craft and who was the aggressor." I said, "There's no point in being aggressive if you're not laying a glove on someone." I would never give
So
people
who
more
did you
points
have
walking
winning that,
forward.
or what was your scoring on that?
But to be fair,
Uh,
the Lyndon Arthur one, from what I saw, I'd say Lyndon Arthur. The reason why he won because of the jab.
Okay.
He was hitting him quite frequently with the jab, and his jab is supreme. That's his best punch. He's not a power puncher. He's not heavy handed. So that's how he beat Yards, and I knew that's if he's going to beat this Zach guy, he's going to have to do that. And he did hit him with a lot of jabs, and that's probably why they gave it to him in the end.
hmm
you do have to give it to Bradley Reader because he did come to fight. Like
hmm
he was putting his shots together and hitting them cleanly as well. But I think like towards the later stages of the fight, I think Lyndon just showed like the experience and like the blockages as well, like the elbows and tight blocking. Like he showed skill, and even when Bradley Ree had him on the ropes, because he had him on the ropes a few times,
Mm,
and he was just yeah, like the blocking, the punching from the ropes as well was good. But I could tell why people thought that Bradley Ree got robbed because Bradley Ree dropped him in the second
hmm
and wobbled him visibly in the fourth as well.
mm,
So I think that's why a lot of controversy is to that one as well.
Yes, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. But when they say they like robbery, that's like saying Fury should have beaten Wilder with him in the first one with him years ago. When
Um,
Wilder
I
dropped his
could I
guard.
could understand why a lot of people were saying that though, because like I said, Bradley Reed dropped him in the second,
Mm,
and he had him wobbled in the fourth as well. So
But remember, the drop is only 10 that round because
mm,
it's only 10-8. It's 12 rounds, isn't it? So,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
so it's thing. I say yeah, I
Um,
say it's controversial, but I wouldn't say it's a blatant robbery.
Sean, what did you have for Joshua Bart's fight then?
Now, to be fair, I had Barassi. To be fair, I had Barassi.
Okay.
yeah. I had Buatsi as well.
That's
Mm,
interesting, isn't it? Because like if
mm,
you when you go onto social media, everyone's like screaming robbery and oh, Zach Parker won, why didn't he get it? Da, da, da. So I think
Remember,
I think it's the commentary, to be honest with you, that swayed people
Oh, do you
and
mean
they
like when you say Buatsi, do you mean like who did I have like to win the fight or on the whole?
who did you think won the fight?
Yeah, I think Buatsi. I think from round one to the five, I think. Um, Parker was like agitating him, frustrating him a little
Yeah.
bit with the jab, stepping in and stepping out. But I think after the fifth round, I think Buatsi had him figured a little bit and started clocking onto the rhythm and getting his shots through with the body, face
Mm.
shots as well. So yeah,
to be fair, because of the way he's kind of insular character, he's not
Mm,
very expressive.
mm.
Yeah,
You know, the average public, obviously this is England. They would support it. They would support him, isn't it? That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah. So to be fair, it was close. It was a tight decision, but yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
because it
Right.
was a 10 rounder as well.
it was a 10
So
rounder,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
so yeah, I went with thing.
Mm.
I went with Baratsi.
yeah, I'm
The
gonna
best thing was to do. I always tell people when in doubt, look at the punch stats.
Hmm.
Who hit more power punches? Who got hit with the more power punches? And that it
I
was
just think
from what
I think Parker started to gas out a bit because he was
Yeah, I
I
saw
think
that, yeah.
from one to five he was punching and moving, but I think after the
mm,
fifth
yeah,
he
yeah,
just started to gas out, and I think it
yeah,
was
hit
due
the
to the
wall.
body punches from Buati. So
Helped with that.
yeah,
Definitely. And he hit him with more power punches. So for me, that's thing.
I
That is a
think
Yeah.
clean fight.
Buati won it, but I don't think it
Mm,
was his best performance.
Mm.
No, to be
Yeah,
fair, yeah.
absolutely.
I
But even
think
he said that. That's the
I
first
think
thing
the
that he
one
said,
against
isn't it?
Dan Aziz was his best performance. The
Yeah,
one
he did
against
well.
Dan
He did well
Aziz, yeah.
against Dan. But like that's the first thing that Josh said when like in the post-fight interview that he knows it's not his best performance, but a win is a win at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
And he knows the things that he will need to work on for the next one. And,
Mm,
hope he comes back yeah, just a lot stronger. And the
mm,
Joshua Buatsi that we want to see, the one that we saw against Callum Smith, I want to see that kind of energy
mm,
at the next fight for him. But
It's
I'm
funny you
pleased.
say that because I
Mm,
do feel that he's learned a lot from the Callum Smith one. I
mm,
felt he learned a lot. So yeah, I did see that play out as well, especially from the fifth onto the 10th. So yeah,
No,
yeah.
to be fair, I think for after them that performance, I think Yard beats him now. Because before I used to think, when they were young, I thought,
Hmm.
Bratsy might stop Yard,
Yeah.
because Yard is not as durable as him. He can't take as much punishment.
Hmm.
But after that, I said, boy, if he went in there with Yard might clean him out. That's probably why he's avoiding it.
I think Yard as well is
Yard
just a
fight anyone.
a tad more faster on the hand speed as well
Yeah,
than
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
we'll see on November
Yard has.
Buatsi
22nd when Yard fights Benavidez.
Mm,
hands to it, but yeah.
no, you're
How he
right.
goes
So,
against that one. But
yeah.
I don't think that either one of them have been avoiding each other, if I'm honest. I don't think that when you're a fighter that you purposely would avoid another fighter unless obviously you think you can't beat them. But from having spoken to Joshua and his manager and obviously hearing interviews with Anthony Yard as well, I don't
Mm.
feel that they either of them have purposely avoided each other.
That fight been
Um,
up for years though.
I don't know. I know that this conversation's been going on for years, but I feel like maybe it's been, red tape, paperwork,
Mm,
things like that. I don't know whether either of them, if you ask them, would they say yes? They wouldn't say that really, obviously, would they? But
mm.
I don't think that they have personally. They may never fight as well. I don't know whether they'll ever
Jeez,
get
I
into the
know
ring
that's the thing.
together,
That's what's
right?
terrible. Because I thought they would have fought just before
Yeah,
lockdown. They've been on the
yeah,
scene for a while now.
yeah, yeah.
They're not spring
True.
chickens again. So I was thinking, what? It said, yeah, I thought maybe the finances. Maybe they said, oh,
Mm,
the interest is too much danger for not enough money. That's what you
yeah.
usually think. I'm not saying
Okay.
they're frightened, but I said that's
Yeah.
what usually I've noticed with the high end
Right.
fighters. The danger has to be worth the money.
Yeah, of
And that's when
course.
you start getting the politicking about, oh no, I want these unreasonable demands or these
Yeah.
kind of Madonna vibes with what the dressing room, the walk, who goes first on the card, and all that, and all of a sudden that stops fights from happening. So I
Yeah.
always think, yeah, it's either the management's trying to coach their careers, pad out the
Hmm.
record, avoid danger until they can get big money fights, which usually
Yeah.
happens, or they turn around and say, listen, the danger to your health and your career, where you might not get to this level again, you don't take that fight until you've got a certain payday or you've got some kind of belts where
Yeah.
it's worth the risk, or they've won enough belts to make them popular amongst the average Joe that will
Hmm.
pay the pay-per-view to see the fight. So
Yeah.
you're getting all that. That's all that goes on. That's why that's why. Or sometimes they're on the same network or the same promoter, so they said, no, no, I'm not ruining my both my prospects in the name of entertainment for people that on the street. Yeah, that's what goes on. As much as they don't like saying it, but that's the truth of it.
Yeah, a
Mm.
lot of politics.
Mm,
A lot.
Yeah, you're right.
definitely.
But like, when you talk about you say like Joshua might not be able to beat Yard, I think that depending on who their opponent is, the fighters come different. They come to the ring differently depending on who their opponent is. If they're getting someone off that they know is like a high caliber or someone who they know is going to really test them, they're going to bring everything.
No, you're right.
And I feel like Joshua did that with Callum Smith, and I think he would do that with Anthony Yard. So whatever performance you saw on Saturday, I don't think that that same Joshua Buatsi will step into the ring with someone like Anthony Yard.
No, I agree.
I
I
don't think
agree.
Callum Smith was at his best though on Rhapsody. Mm,
No, I just think the experience showed in that fight.
Hmm.
mm.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because like us, Callum's been in there with he's
Yeah,
been
they're
there with
tired and
Canelo.
probably the
Yeah,
best.
so he's been in
Yeah,
there with the best. So yeah, I just think in that fight,
absolutely.
so experience showed.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean, Anthony Yard has been in with, you know,
Yeah, killers.
Yeah,
Beterbiev.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
yeah,
you know,
and Oliver
some top
Kovalev.
hitters.
yeah,
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 he's had
yeah,
some
yeah.
good experience,
yeah.
hasn't he? And now he's going to be going in with Benavidez. So you just think, what is he going to be learning in this fight as well? I'm really interested to see how he does in it, to be honest. Um, so
No,
yeah.
I think he's got a good chance. I put a sneaky thing because he's 5-1.
Oh,
So
really?
I'll put a score on him to win.
Okay. I mean, I'm not a
Mm,
gambler. It's against my religion,
mm.
so I'm not going to do
Yeah.
gambling. But,
So,
Um, cool. So, guys, we've got 5 minutes left. Closing statements or any highlights of the fights that we've seen today and anything that you're looking forward to. We've got Eubank Ben 2 coming up. We've got the November 22nd, several fights on there which are really, really good. So yeah, what are you looking forward to?
What's your thoughts on the Eubank banter? He got winning.
What me?
Yeah.
The first time I thought Chris would win, to be honest. I think I was really impressed with what Connor brought, and I wasn't expecting him to bring so much to that fight. So the fact that he brought so much to it, I was really impressed that he did that. I think he's going to do, the same similar sort of energy levels for this
mm.
one as well. I
He's young,
think
he
he'll,
should be.
yeah, it should be
So who do you
absolutely.
have winning? Who do you have winning in the rematch?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it'll be a tough one. Depending on because they've got all that rehydration clause going on again, haven't they?
I'm
That's what
not
I heard.
even
But
too sure.
Yeah, they've got.
is it actually true though? Because from what I see Bank training, I don't see him draining down like he was before. Mm,
Oh, okay. I don't know, but
mm.
I thought it was all of the same criteria as the first one.
I think
S-
because Eubank is he's one now, he's the
Yeah,
A side, isn't it? So
yeah.
I haven't seen that, and from his training, he doesn't look like he's as slim as he was in the last fight. Mm.
Hmm.
So
Well, just
you
depends.
know what they do? They'll hydrate the day before. They'll hydrate and put it back. He won't be the same weight once he actually walks through the ropes. If
So
that's what he do.
yeah, I mean, if Chris can, be at a weight that's, sensible for him, then yeah, absolutely. I think he'll have the advantage, obviously. But um, yeah, I think Chris could do it again. I think it's going to be a tough fight for both of them again. But let's see. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to win?
Um, it's tough. I don't know.
Mm. That's not like you got it.
It's tough. I don't know. Um, Something's telling me Chris, but something's just telling me like I think Ben's learned a lot from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a 50-50 fight for me. I don't really have no one, but I think yeah, it's a 50-50 fight.
I'm
Do you
gonna
think it
roll the
might be a
dice and say
draw?
Ben. No,
Do
I'm
you
gonna
think it
say
might
Ben.
do you think it might be a draw? Isn't the draw what happened with their dads and their second fight?
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, the last fight. Yeah,
Do
the
you
last
Yeah.
think
fight.
that that might happen again and that they might get a draw?
But
Um,
I'm gonna put it on Ben. Put it on
You're
Ben.
going to put it on Ben.
They're
Okay.
gonna the work rate is gonna unseat Eubank, and then he's older. The
I
last
do
one,
think he wants to
hold on.
uplift the family name, so I do think
Mm,
like the Bomac workouts I'm seeing them do, I think he is
mm,
training hard to make it
Oh,
a 2-0
100%.
window. But I just
Mm.
think that yeah, I think it could go either way.
if he remember how Liam Smith unsettled him.
Yeah,
Mm, So, and obviously Ben is hungrier, and because of the
Hmm.
defeat, he was embarrassed because remember he said there was no way Eubank walks out of there.
Yeah.
Hungry,
So I think
hungry and younger as
mm,
well. So yeah,
and his injury, his work rate is
yeah,
serious, and you could see Eubank. He gritted his teeth, bit down the shoulder, he dug in,
Yeah.
but
He did.
he keep doing that at them age there, and the amount of punishment he took as well, because he wasn't like he
Yeah.
was slick with it.
yeah,
He was
yeah. It
taking a
wasn't.
lot of
Yeah,
shots. His
yeah.
pure will to win that got through him that, and I think this time that edge might have been worn down a
Too
bit,
much. Yeah,
and then
Yeah.
and Ben's coming again, fresh, hungry, and a better engine, so and younger. So I got a feeling that because initially a couple of weeks ago I said the Eubank then, but when I saw some of Ben's training sessions,
Hmm.
obviously the conditioning work and that, and I'm thinking that the age and obviously the embarrassment of losing last time, and I think he was going to gain retribution, and there might be a third one.
Do you think so?
yeah,
Do you think there'll be a
Yeah,
trilogy on
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I
Because
don't think
remember
that
that's
Chris. I
their
don't
first
think Chris
payday.
can do it though, man. I
It
don't think
has the it
so.
has that potential as well, just from all
Mm.
the family name and stuff as well. And I
I
think like
know, but
um
this,
trilogies are
yeah.
easy to kind of make like nowadays as well. So
Yeah.
especially if it's a good fight
I
and it
don't feel like
holds
this
like a
one, the
value.
second one's got the same hype as the first one though.
No, no, he hasn't. He hasn't. He hasn't.
It hasn't,
He
but it
hasn't.
definitely holds a value though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Still,
but
definitely.
then
Yeah,
it's
because
why?
still,
I
just
don't
the
think will they
it's
name.
do
still,
it a third
it's still
time? A
someone, it's
third
still
time?
something that the fans will want to see. A lot of people want to see it just for the namesake. Yeah,
And the history
Mm,
between the
yeah,
dads.
yeah.
I think two is enough though. I don't think you need to see a third time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think two's
Yeah,
enough
I'm with you on that as
because
well.
the
But
money,
it defo
the
has
pay per view.
it defo has like a number three though in the lineup.
Guys, it's gonna
But
cut out in less than a minute.
yeah,
So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Been great
yeah.
catching up.
that's
And yeah, it was great to speak